Welcome to Grant Writing Made Clear. The truth is, the grant writing process isn't always clear, but with the right guidance, proven actionable strategies, and expert insights, the process becomes easier, simpler, and yes, clearer. I am Dr. Trinette, your host of Grant Writing Made Clear, and a former nonprofit president turned distinguished professor and behavioral scientist with 2 decades of grant writing experience. I remember what it was like to be a busy nonprofit leader with little time but big financial sustainability concerns. Over the years, I have transformed my skills from securing $1,000 foundation grants to winning multi-million-dollar federal grants. I created this podcast in response to the grant writing coaching requests I've received from nonprofit leaders, entrepreneurs, and professors over the years. Join me each week as I reveal insider strategies and share key lessons that turn wishful thinking into winning applications. Pull up a seat and get ready to be inspired, empowered, and transformed. Whether you're a beginner or a pro looking to sharpen your skills and create a life you love, you're in the right place, my friend. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to Grant Writing Made Clear. I am your host, Dr. Trinette, and today we're diving into a topic every grant writer dreads but must face at some point in life, and that is rejection. Let's be honest. Rejection hurts, whether it's your first rejection or your 50th. That email that says, "We regret to inform you," can leave you completely speechless, right? But here's the truth. I want you to hold on to this. Rejection is not the end. Rejection is not the end. Rejection should be reframed as a learning opportunity and a brief pause or detour in our journeys to success, but not the end of the road. So I want us to normalize the reality that no one is perfect, life is not perfect, and that we're going to experience rejection at some point in our lives. I think the key is how we think about rejection. And here's a mindset shift for you. No does not mean never. I told you this before. No stands for next opportunity. Think about it. Every successful person has faced rejection. For example, Oprah was told she was not appropriate for television. Walt Disney was fired because he lacked imagination. Michael Jordan, my home state hero, was cut from the basketball team. I mean, can you imagine any of this? Oprah, not fit for TV. Walt Disney lacks imagination. And Michael Jordan, cut from the basketball team. All these people experience rejection along the way. So rejection is a part of the formula for success. Failure is a part of the formula for success. And guess what? Today, we're turning rejection on its head. Together, we will transform our thinking. We're going to reframe our thinking that rejection is the end of the road, that letdown is our story. Today, we're going to say that rejection is just a pause or a temporary detour, that letdown is not the end of the road, but it is a build up. That roadblock is not the end of the road, but it is a springboard. Let us remember that our words are powerful, our thoughts are powerful. If you're familiar with theory, we know that our mind, our emotions, and our behavior are all interconnected. We know that there is a reciprocity. And so I want to encourage you to mind your thoughts, manage your thoughts, manage the way you perceive rejection and failure. It is part of the formula for success. Okay, so I want to offer a few steps for dealing with rejection. And I hope this helps you in grant writing. I hope it helps you outside of grant writing. Maybe you're a tenure track professor and you are submitting manuscripts to journals. You're going to experience rejection. Maybe you're a doc student and you're applying for fellowships. You're going to experience rejection at some point. Maybe you're a nonprofit leader and you're seeking donations from donors. You're going to experience rejection at some point. It is a necessary part of our journey. Okay. So I'm offering these steps with hope that it helps you with grant writing and beyond. Okay. Step one, give yourself permission to feel. Rejection stings. Let's not sugarcoat it. Rejection stings. And you know what? It's okay to feel the sting. It's okay to feel the hurt. I want you to take a moment to process those emotions. Cry if you need to. I heard my dad say just today, this is a true story. I heard my dad say just today that it's okay to cry, but don't quit. Friends, it's okay to cry, but don't quit. That goal you have is on the other side. Keep going. Cry if you need to. Vent to a friend if you need to. Go for a jog. Wrap yourself in a cozy blanket and binge watch your favorite comfort show. Me? How do I handle rejection? I probably call a close friend, right? I probably call a close friend, let them know what's happening. And then later that night, I do a good old R&R hour or two, take out my heated blanket. I love a good heated blanket, light a candle, and enjoy a rerun of A Different World or Matlock or maybe a Hallmark movie. Whatever helps you recharge, do that. Whatever that is. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's yoga, hot yoga, maybe. Maybe it's jogging. Maybe it's taking a walk in the sunlight. Maybe it's taking a drive. Maybe it's going on a vacation. Maybe it's, as I said, talking to a friend. Whatever it is that helps you recharge and get through the pain of rejection, do that. But here's the key. Set a time limit on how long you're going to stay in that season of hurt. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's 2 days. Depending on how significant the rejection, maybe it's a bit longer, right? But try not to let it drag on for months at a time. We're going to feel it. And I want you to honor that feeling. I want you to honor that. I want you to process that. I want you to manage that. But then I want you to keep moving. Cry if you need to, but don't quit. Because let's face it, no great grant ever got funded by someone binge watching Living Single forever. Right? We can't stay there, especially if you have job expectations, career expectations. We can't stay there. Step two, don't take it personally. Here's something I want you to write down, maybe on a sticky note. Maybe you write it on a whiteboard. Maybe you put it in an app. Maybe you post this on your social media, but wherever you place it somewhere where you can see it. And here's what I want to say to you. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It is not a reflection of your worth. So if you write a grant proposal and it's not funded, that does not mean that you're not supposed to be wherever you are. I know that's easier said than done. Funders are not saying you or your work lack value. They're saying this specific proposal does not align with their current priorities or standards. That's all they're saying. Your worth is not up for debate. We're not going to allow a grant rejection to make you feel unworthy. You are worthy. You are valuable. Your mission matters. Your work matters. I've told you before, there are people who need your work. That's part of the reason why I feel even more committed in this season that we're going through now, where so many people are afraid about how they're going to meet their career objectives, about how they're going to help the people they need to help, I feel even more committed now to be on this podcast every week because I want you to know that you have a purpose and there are people who need what you have to offer. So I want to remind you, you are worthy. You are valuable. Your mission matters. Your work matters. There are people who need what you have. And I want you to repeat that as many times as you need. I want you to place that wherever you need. So on those days that are hard, you will see it. Maybe you won't think to go over where it is. So I need you to put it someplace where you know you'll see it. Rejection is part of the story. We will not take it personally. You know, when I was early in my career, I received a rejection on an LOI that I had wrote. And I thought it would get funded. I thought I had a really good idea. And I submitted the LOI, and guess what? It was rejected. But I didn't allow it to define me. I didn't allow it to stop me. I went back, I revised it, and I ended up securing funding from a different funder a little later. Same idea. If I would have stayed stuck, I would not have received funding to do the work that I knew was important to be done. If I would have stayed stuck, the people who needed the work that I was doing would not have received it. Do not stay stuck, my friend. As you may remember, Dr. Rachel in episode 9 or 10 said that her proposals were rejected. Her F-31 in episode 9, she talked about her F-31 as a doc student, how she wrote it, I think she said 3 or 4 times, but she did not allow rejection to stop her. She talked about how she wrote another grant as a professor. It was rejected multiple times. She did not allow it to stop her. And she eventually got funded for the F-31 was eventually funded. The proposal that she submitted as a professor that was rejected was eventually funded. Do not stay stuck, my friend. Step 3, feedback is a gift. Feedback is a gift. Here's the thing. Most federal funders provide feedback, and that feedback is gold. It's gold. Think about it. You're getting professional advice from the leading experts in the field for free. Who wouldn't be grateful for that feedback? So I want you to approach the rejection letter that comes with reviewer feedback like it is a treasure map. It's not pointing to buried gold, but it is showing you where to dig deeper and how to refine your approach. So here's an action step when you receive a rejection letter. Print out the feedback and highlight the key points. Ask yourself, what is actionable here? What can I change? Sometimes, when we get feedback, a lot of times the feedback is addressable. Most of it we can address. Most of it we can revise and address. There are usually sometimes 1 or 2 things that are a little more difficult to address. But I want you to take time to think about what is actionable, what is addressable, what do I need to clarify or improve. For example, if reviewers say your goals were too vague, your aims are too vague, tighten them up. Make them clearer, make them more specific. If your design wasn't robust enough, maybe use a different study design. Choose different measures, plan different analyses. Use this feedback to make your next proposal stronger. I'd encourage you, when you get the feedback, again, you're going to take time to review it, to determine what's actionable, what's addressable, what needs clarity, what needs to be improved. But then I want you to take that feedback and have a one-on-one conversation with your mentor. And if you don't have a mentor, we're going to be talking soon about how to find a mentor. Step 4, and I'm going to give 5 steps here because I know time is moving. So step 4, develop your resilience muscle. Resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger you'll get. So every rejection is an opportunity to grow. You can grow thicker skin, and you will need thicker skin in the grant writing world. So you'll grow thicker skin, you can grow more strategic, you'll grow closer to your next yes. And so I know on the days that are hard, on the days that where you may be experiencing some rejection, I hope you have my words posted somewhere, maybe even, as I said, in an app. But I also want to encourage you to have a win folder, a win folder. Every time you achieve something big or small, add it to the folder. Maybe it's a note from someone saying, thank you. Maybe it is you publishing a new manuscript. Whatever the win is, I want you to have a win folder so that on the tough days, you can pull out your win folder and remember how far you've come and remember some of the goodness you've experienced on this journey. I want you to think about Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failure, he said, I did not fail. I just found 1,000 ways that it will not work. That's the resilience mindset we're aiming for. That if when we receive non significant findings in our analyses, when we experience grant rejection, when you're teaching and you receive some negative feedback in your evaluations, when you're delivering programs and a parent isn't happy with something you've done, that you recognize that it's not wasted time, that all of those failures, rejections, feedback teaches us something important. And all of it helps to make us better. I've said this before, I think in the very first episode, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. It all makes us better. It all helps us to do better work. Some of this, my friend, is reframing our mindsets. And so our final step is your next move. Again, rejection is not the end, it is simply a fork in the road. So you have at least 3 options for your next step. Revise and resubmit to the same funder. Some funders allow resubmission, so you can use their feedback, revise your proposal, and resubmit. Or you could adapt the proposal for a different funder, revise it again using the feedback you receive, and submit it to another funder whose priorities align with your work. Or you could reimagine the project, right? Like think of something completely different, something completely better. So pivoting is important. That's your final step after rejection. It is thinking about your next move. And so a bonus 2025 trend is thinking about how to leverage AI for proposal refinement. It's possible, I've not tried this yet, but let's try it together. It's possible that AI could help us analyze the feedback we receive. It might be able to suggest edits or help us brainstorm new ideas. But again, AI is our assistant and not our lead. So use it to support your brilliance and not replace it. Before I close, I have to talk about self-care. So we have a 6th step, or a 7th if you consider the bonus step with AI. Let's not forget the most important piece in this process, and that is you. We started with allowing ourselves to experience the pain. But I also want to just say that after you move on, right? You move on. I still want you to be mindful of yourself. Grant writing is emotionally taxing, rejection, even more so. So I want you to ensure you are setting boundaries around your work time, leaning on your support network, taking moments to reflect on your why, your purpose, because it'll help you through these moments of rejection. And if all else fails, try my go-to self-care move. That is dance it out in the kitchen with the kiddos. When I am stressed, the kids and I just do what we do in the kitchen. It works every time. So whatever it takes, I want you to take care of yourself. We are going to live a good life. We're going to do good work, and we're going to take care of ourselves in the middle. To every listener, you are not alone. Rejection is not a denial. It is just a delayed yes. I want you to remember that. Don't forget to get my free guide in the show notes. Don't forget, it's your perfect starting point for turning your big ideas into funded realities. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Let's make your grant writing journey clear, purposeful, and wildly successful. Thank you so much for tuning in to Grant Writing Made Clear. I know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me. And for that, I say thank you. Please, my friend, keep dreaming, keep writing. Your breakthrough, your next grant is closer than you think. I love you. Take good care. Thank you for listening to Grant Writing Made Clear. I hope today's episode gave you inspiration, confidence, and clear information that you can turn into action. Remember, you are not alone. There's a whole community here striving for the same impact. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a quick review to help more people find the show, and share this episode with others in your network. It really does make a difference. For more grant writing tips and resources, follow me on social media. Until next time, keep showing up, keep learning, and remain determined. I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye for now.